Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Christopher Coleman's fascinating research on why securing the future of AI is no longer just about protecting a single standalone model. We're still talking about AI security as if we're just guarding one application, but man, that framing is already way too small. We are rapidly moving into this era of autonomous fleets, interconnected tool systems, and persistent memory. And to actually secure that, well, we need a massive paradigm shift.
So we really need to ask ourselves a pretty uncomfortable question. Are we actually securing the wrong part of AI? Because if our entire focus is on securing individual applications, we're already outdated. Think about it. The future operating environment isn't just going to be one model making one isolated decision. No, it's going to be this incredibly complex, tangled web of APIs, edge devices, human operators, and other intelligent systems, all of them interacting, influencing each other, and sometimes even attacking each other. Here's our roadmap for making sense of all this. We're going to hit 5 key areas: the new attack geometry, why rogue AI needs no villain, governing the autonomous fleet, the human authority boundary, and finally, 3 lessons for daily life. Let's get into it. Number 1, the new attack geometry. The very shape of cyber threats is fundamentally changing as intelligence starts occupying more than one space at a time. You see, traditional cybersecurity asks a very simple binary question, right? Has an attacker entered the environment? Did they breach the perimeter? But autonomous systems throw a massive wrench into that. The real shift here is moving away from asking if a hacker is simply in. Instead, we have to wonder, can a single compromised node alter the behavior of an entire trusted network? An attacker doesn't even need to take over your whole system anymore. They literally just need to alter one trusted participant, or maybe one data stream, or a single memory source. If these components trust each other, compromising just one of them can ripple outward, and the effects can be absolutely devastating. To actually combat this, Coleman introduces something called multispatial awareness. This is foundational to his Warden architecture. The idea is that an autonomous actor exists in several spaces at once: network space, memory space, policy space, you get the picture. And this brilliantly illustrates the core danger we're facing. An agent can have perfectly valid credentials in identity space, like it looks completely normal, 100% legit. But simultaneously, it's operating dangerously in memory or policy space. It might be talking to a trusted peer, sure, but it's using poison memory to shape its actions. Relying on one-dimensional trust? Yeah, that just doesn't cut it anymore. Moving on to part 2, rogue AI needs no villain. Seriously, we have to tear down that Hollywood myth of the conscious, malicious Terminator. Now here is a massive light bulb moment for you. Local competence absolutely does not equal global alignment. A component can be incredibly good, like flawlessly excellent, at accomplishing its specific, narrow objective, while simultaneously becoming completely operationally dangerous to the larger system. It doesn't need evil intent. It might just be perfectly executing an outdated objective, or maybe optimizing a process after the surrounding environment has totally changed. It just needs autonomy paired with the wrong state, or some corrupted context. And when that local competence misaligns, that's when the danger spreads. We're not really talking about traditional malware here. The real threat is an informational contagion. Picture a fleet of hundreds of specialized agents coordinating tasks. If just one component gets a poison memory or inherits some corrupted context, the danger isn't necessarily what that single agent does. It's what the other systems learn from it, right? What they trust from it or delegate to it. A single false state basically becomes shared memory. It spreads effortlessly through those coordination pathways, reinforcing itself as new machine evidence, all without a single line of conventional malware ever being written. It's wild. Section 3. Governing the autonomous fleet. What actually happens when behavior emerges across this fleet that nobody explicitly programmed? Well, the crucial point to understand is that the security boundary is physically moving. Think about it. We used to secure individual machines, then we moved to networks, then cloud environments, and now agents. But moving forward, the boundary we absolutely must protect is the collective intelligence itself. It's the fleet of interacting agents, their shared memory, their coordination strategies, because a fleet can actually become dangerous even while every single individual component, every API call, every identity check looks completely technically healthy. The architecture as a whole is just drifting somewhere it definitely shouldn't go. And dealing with that requires a completely new way of thinking about control. As Coleman's Warden architecture points out, just because a system can observe and interpret a bunch of data doesn't mean it should automatically get the authority to act on it.
Observation is not interpretation. Interpretation is not authority. You just cannot let an autonomous system be the sole authority deciding if its own behavior is okay, especially when each distributed part only sees a tiny little fraction of the overall environment. Number 4, the human authority boundary. Because AI trust is never permanent, we have to define exactly where automation stops. Broad observation, narrow authority. I mean, what a powerful mantra. Having access to thousands of signals and deep historical states across all those different spatial layers, that should actually make autonomous authority more precise and limited, not infinite. Having more awareness doesn't suddenly justify unlimited automation. A good architecture can track drift, model relationships, detect disagreements between agents, and still confidently step back and say, hey, a human needs to authorize this action. That's not a weakness, guys. That is proper, secure governance. To actually maintain that kind of governance, we have to demand clarity. Advanced AI might be inherently probabilistic, spitting out confidence intervals and likelihoods, but the governance surrounding it, that cannot be vague. Human organizations are always going to need deterministic answers. We need to know who initiated the action, what specific memory influenced it, did another system disagree, and exactly who had authority at that precise moment in time. History, provenance, and identity absolutely matter, because again, trust is not permanent. A memory that was totally accurate yesterday could literally be a dangerous hallucination today. And finally, Section 5, 3 lessons for daily life. So how do we actually bring all this high-level architecture down to earth and apply it to our own personal fleets of smart tools? Here are 3 highly practical takeaways that you can apply right now. Step 1, beware of shared memory contagion. Look, if you link your email, your calendar, and your notes all to a single AI assistant, just remember that a false assumption generated in one app can instantly infect the context of the others. It spreads like wildfire. Step 2, expect emergent behavior. Your AI tools are going to start interacting in ways the developers never explicitly programmed. You've got to stay vigilant for local competence causing global misalignment right inside your own daily workflows. And step 3, keep your human authority bounded. Do a regular audit of your digital permissions. Don't just grant overarching operational authority to a tool simply because it's good at observing data. You manage your own digital trust spaces. Make sure you remain the final authority on the actions that actually matter. Let's leave off with this rather provocative question, because the future, it isn't going to be one AI fighting another AI. It's going to be a lot messier than that. We're looking at AI collectives interacting with each other, hostile systems probing cooperative ones, and intelligence popping up at multiple levels all at once. As we move into this world, true governance dominance won't belong to whatever system is simply the smartest. No, it's going to belong to whoever can answer this crucial question. Who maintains the most accurate spatial understanding, preserves the strongest evidence, and, crucially, keeps consequential authority properly bounded? It's definitely something to think about as we build and interact with the autonomous fleets of tomorrow.